Okay, here we are again for a bit of Casual Crucible. Just going to be streaming a quick game just to check out a different deck. So I hope you're all doing well. Going to be using a bit of a different deck today. It's New Panda, Fallow Rock Falls, Inventor. 78 SAS, got quite a high SAS score. Fairly fast deck. Interestingly though, almost no Aember control. I mean really the only Aember control here are the tributes, and they're not that effective, so you've basically got a zero Aember control deck. So this is like a Worlds Collide racing deck, and I guess that's what I'd probably call it. You're basically racing against your opponent here. You've got some really good stuff in Logos to draw. Saurians can fight. You've got Star Alliance. You've even got an anomaly in here, Nizak The Forgotten. So quite a fun deck to play with, but basically it's got no Aember control at all. It's got nothing. It's scary. So if your opponent gets ahead or bursts, you've really got very little you can do. So that's the deck we're going to be using. Let's get into the game and check things out. So let's just get in here, select the deck, New Panda, Fallow Rock Falls, Inventor. And looks like he'll be going first. So let's see what I've got here. Karkar, Explo Rover, Stenopius, Crested Jarter, Titan Guardian, and a Hapsis. Nothing particularly great. 222, might just mulligan, see what I can get. Okay, so they've got a Snudge. Probably put Melina. Yeah, I'll go Star Alliance. Just to get the cards in play. He can return one of them with his Snudge, so Fight Root, return an artifact or flank creature to its owner's hand. So probably one of these Chief Engineer walls is going to be coming back into my hand, but worth getting them out. If he doesn't go Dis, then they'll be out for another turn. And like I say, really this deck needs to race, so pretty much I'm going to be using whatever's going to be giving me the most cards in hand or hand and play. I'm going to need to really reap to get ahead of things. So interesting draw here. Let's see what he does. He's going Untamed. Chota, Ancient Bear. Okay. So Ancient Bear is going to do some pretty serious damage. Chota, he's used his key cheat pretty early. What are my options here then? So they'll get Hazardous 3. Probably thinking I should just get the Chan down and reap for 3, so I'm going to go Star Alliance again. Play Commander Chan. He's a bit putting him on the flank means he is slightly weak. In that Snudge can get rid of him just by reaping. Ancient Bear is going to do some pretty serious damage, so I'd imagine Chan's going to go next go, but like I say, the aim with this deck is pretty much just to go as fast as you can and don't worry about anything. So get to 3 Aember, 4 cards in play. Feels like I'm just playing an awful lot of Star Alliance at the moment. So Silvertooth comes in with a Dusk Runner. Probably going to Reap to Steal. Yep, so he gets to 4. I'll go Star Alliance again. And I'll just Reap for 4 to get myself into check. So I know that means with his shadows he can steal to get me off check, but it'll force him into a shadows turn. Just thinking about whether I should have fought the Silvertooth there to get rid of it, which is tempting, definitely tempting, but I think I end up, I guess if he Reaps he gains 1 and steals 1 with the Dusk Runner, so I am slightly better off. It means I don't get into check this turn, that's the only problem. Nothing else to use, so I don't get really maximum value from the Chan, but all good. So let's pass the turn and see how we go. Okay, no more Star Alliance, so it might be time to go Saurian. Untamed, Reaps with 2, Common Cold. So Common Cold, deal 1 to each creature, and then Nocturnal Maneuver, so it's going to exhaust 3 of my creatures. So I've got the feeling, it's going to be, it's going to be a load of Star Alliance getting exhausted there. So fairly good for me. I mean, I could have been Reaping for 5. He's on 8. Like I say, I've really got nothing that I can use here. So let's go Saurian. This guy's on 3. Get these Scutums onto the 2 Walls. And then the Raptor, just because I'll probably be exalting it, hopefully, in turns to come. So also puts me on 8, so nothing I can do to keep him off check. Like I say, only really the tributes that do anything for me in terms of keeping him off check. So yeah, one of the good things about this deck, it's got a Dysania, so when you're up against people who are doing a lot of archiving, that's one of the best cards certainly around, so that turns out to be pretty handy. It's just one of the nice things to have in the deck. Sometimes you pull something off with it, sometimes it's just a 4-power creature. So he's going Untamed. He's got his key, and it looks like he's going to be, he's on 5 just from Reaping. He gets to 9, puts me on 10. So where do we go from here? So it's going to be Star Alliance. Not got anything on my discard at all at the moment. It's pretty nuts. Yeah, that fertility chant really helps him. I'm sort of struggling. I think my options here are though reap with all of my Star Alliance, then probably get Chan to enable the Raptor, fight with the Raptor into someone. It's tempting to put him on the Snudge. He'll take a damage. Just 'cause I feel like there must be some dis coming soon. He's hardly played any dis. So let's go Star Alliance. 5 cards on the board. So let's just start reaping. I think it's going to be a fairly quick game. Kaka, then just wait. Let's use the Chan. So really I do actually need to take out the Niflate, just because otherwise he can just reap for 3 and he's there. And I'm really struggling because although I'm kind of ahead, he's a kind of turn ahead of me in terms of forging because I didn't quite get there. So I will fight with him. And I think I will just take out the Niflate, I think. It means I take no damage. I'll exalt. Don't think it really matters too much because I can't reuse Chan's effect. Plenty of hazardous. I'll just reap. Gets me to 10, but I think he knows he's going to probably win this game. If he goes shadows, obviously he's got a fair bit of control. I haven't got my tributes, so I've really got nothing I can do. I know that I can pretty much get into check again next turn, whatever happens, but yeah, I guess the question is he going to get to 6 Aember? Should do. Okay, so camera's sort of slightly down, so he's using Snudge. Tendrils of Pain. Tendrils of Pain deal 1 damage to each creature. And then 3 more, so he's pretty much wiped my board. Yep. This is going to be a bit of a problem, I can see. So I can take my key, he's on 6. I haven't got much I can do. I think I'm going to have to rely on something coming out of Logos here. Be lovely if he'd been archiving, because that would have given me everything I needed and more. put down the Dysania. Doesn't matter too much here. I think I'm pretty much relying on Telltale Vapors to pull something out the bag. Okay, and let's see if we can get anything. Oh, being a bit slow. Oh, discombobulator. Aember can't be stolen. I'll put the exploit rover into my archive, so nothing like enough, unfortunately. So nothing I can do to keep him off check. GG. Good game. So thank him for that. So I'll probably have another quick game. See how things are looking. Just flicking back to that deck preview. Let's just have another look over the stats, see how it played out. So, didn't really get to see much of my Saurian lineup or the Logos really. Had a whole load of my Star Alliance creatures coming out early, which was fine. Couldn't get much value from the walls because I didn't have anything in the discard pile. No upgrades, no robots. You know, pretty tricky, and like I say, without pulling the tribute, which is really my only Aember control, I had no way to get him off check on any of those keys. So I think this is a bit, you know, Aember control stat here is a bit misleading. It implies that this deck has got a reasonable-ish amount of Aember control, but it just doesn't. It doesn't have anything. So let's get back to the game. Okay, let's find ourselves another game. Just going in casual at the moment. So fun deck, great to have an anomaly in it, but really not proving to be a particularly useful deck for competitive play. That lack of Aember control really killing it, because in other respects it's fun. It's a fast deck to play. It's got some nice cards in Logos. Like I say, having a Dysania is really handy. Alright, there we go. The Reaper N. Let's get this game underway. They're going to go first. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Interesting. Opportunity to get Nizak on. Tempted to keep that and actually just get the universal translator on a user-friendly non-Star Alliance creature. So there's some pretty good value out of that, so I'll keep my hand. They're going to be going first. Good luck, have fun to them. So they are running what looks like a AOA Brobnardis Untamed, Invisible Bulletproof Eastern. Just looking through, Aember Imp, a couple of charrettes, Persistence Hunting, Amber Spine Mongrel. So interesting deck. Let's see how he goes. So he's got out with a Foozle. If an enemy creature has been destroyed this turn, gain 1 when it reaps. I'll get my Star Alliance out. So first let's get the anomaly straight out, just in case he didn't know what I was going to be up to. Universal translator on it. And normally I'd be keen to use an Explo Rover on as an upgrade, but in this case no point putting it on Nizak, he's already invulnerable when fighting, so get it out as a second creature. Give me a bit more of an opportunity to pick up some Aember. Alright, and then a pretty big hand there of Logos, so that is looking good. I don't think he's going to be archiving much, so full moon, okay, for each creature, he regrowths. Kind of expecting to get down a whole load of creatures. Inca the spider. Wow, so pretty nice play there. So did a load of damage using their everywhere, then put down a Dana, gain 1 for each damage friendly creature. Just got the one for the full moon, so fair bit of value out of the full moon there. And then camouflage at the end, so only flank creatures can attack Fusel, so he's already on 5 Aember. I'm on 1, and it's not looking too good at the moment, to be honest. I need to get some Logos down, so let's just get Desania down. Like I say, it doesn't look like he's going to be archiving, no point holding on to it. Telltale Vapors. Another Telltale Vapors. So I've got to scoot them in. I'll probably put the tribute in there because that is something that is going to be handy to have on hold for when I can, when I might need to get him off check. Oh, I should have played the Dr. Millie first. Frustrating. Now, what have I got in my drawer? Just going to check there's nothing too nasty in here. Oh, for some reason that's not staying up, so just looking through to see if there's anything. I mean, I don't particularly want the Imperium, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. Force Field, Quintrino Flux. Yeah. Let's use the wormhole and see what we get. So Entropic Soil, choose a creature. For each trait that creature has, deal it 2 damage and gain 1. So I can get rid of Inca. Probably going to get rid of Inca the spider, just because of its ability to stun and kill. Dana would get me 2 Aember, so it's tempting. But I think I'll get rid of Inca. So actually that worked out pretty handily. And then I'll end my turn on 3 Aember, they're gonna get ahead pretty soon. But a reasonable amount of Star Alliance there. Melina, stealth mode, no action cards on your next turn. Karka to provide some protection. So in theory, there could be getting into a situation where I want to go Star Alliance again. Let's see what they go with. So they're on 5 Aember, pretty sure they're going to end up in check off the back of this go. I have got the tribute in my archives if I need it, so I can capture 2. If it gets up to 7, that's an option. But no one really out in play, so Amber Spine Mongrel, so that's hazardous 3. After your opponent uses a creature to reap, gain 1, so I can't really do much reaping. And they are on 7. So probably my best options here are taking out the Nizak stunned. And Skirmish is great, but I've lost the camera again. Skirmish is great, but it won't protect against the hazardous on that mongrel. So I'm definitely in some trouble here, must be said. Might actually be best off playing Saurian, which will get me into check, just with the Amber pips. Yes, I do want to draw my archive. So let's put Tribute onto Nizak. Yes, I'm going to exalt him. Really take down my opponent's Aember. Then I'm going to be putting one of the Scutums on them. Put the other Scutum on possibly onto the Explo Rover. And then I'm going to ward them both. So it takes him off check and down to 3. Puts me into check. So happy with that. And still leaves me some decent Star Alliance for next turn. So let's see what they've got. Okay, so they are going with Dis, Cull the Weak, Life Ward, Charette. So Cull the Weak, destroy my least powerful creature, fine, Dr. Millie's gone. Life Ward, can't play creatures on the next turn, Charette to capture 3. So I'm going to struggle reaping. I think it is time though to get some creatures down. So let's go Star Alliance. Picked up some good cards here. So let's put the Melina down on the right. That will give the Explo Rover Hazardous. I'll use... let's unstun Nizak. Probably the first thing to do. Then this should work if I use the Explo Rover. Fight the Aember Spine Mongrel. Yep. Then I'm going to put down Medic Ingram. Ward Medic Ingram. Put Karkar down. Unfortunately I'm one Aember short of getting into check. But this stops them playing any action cards next turn. Stealth mode, Pip of Aember, so that's pretty strong. And got a nice Star Alliance lineup here, so starting to build some momentum. Used up my tribute though, so going to struggle to take him off check. Obviously I've got Nizak there with the Universal Translator, so I could use Desania on a Star Alliance turn as well, so that's pretty handy. So not much else I can do, let's pass the turn and see what they play. So his Life Orb can stop me playing creatures, but unless he clears the board somehow, it's going to be in a bit of trouble. Bramo. Causes some damage. Of course he's got the Fossil, which will get him 2 Aember. He only needs 1 to get into check. That would get him 2 if he'd destroyed anyone. No, he's fighting. Okay. So Desania is gone. So he's put the Cyber Giant rig on it. Okay, so they are on 6. Groggins can only attack flank creatures. Bramo. So I think I probably want to get rid of the Groke. Using Nizak to get rid of the Groke, and then I'm probably going to be reaping. Definitely going Star Alliance. So let's keep Karkar protected with the force field. And then reap with him, which will ward him. Fight with the Nizak. into Groke. Returns it to his hand. Didn't break my ward. Reap. And I'll get the ward on there. Reap. And reap. So at some point, and that's the end of my go, at some point I'm really going to use Melina or Nizak to take out the Charette. But I wanted to thin out as far as possible his just wanted to thin out as far as possible his Brobnar there, 4 on the board, get it down to 3. So they forge their first key, and I am on 10 Aember. So let's see what they can manage. Oh. Sorry, just having some problems there with the webcam. Let's get that set up again. So burn the stockpile to take me 4. Play the Groke. Smith to gain 3 Aember. So not working too well. Not sure if they've got any steel though. So they can try and do some damage here. Or just reap themselves into check. So losing that 4 Aember pretty nasty. Relentless Assault. Ready and fight with up to 3 different creatures. So I guess now he's going to try and take out some of my creatures. So Melina's gone. Groggins fights Nizak. Interesting. So I do lose the Aember. So question now, do I keep going? He'll be able to use Groke. He'll be able to use Groke to kind of feel like I've got to keep going. So I might use Karkar to fight the Charette, which sounds a bit odd, but I can reward it. If I fight it with a Nizak, it will just end up going back into their hand. So I'll use the Nizak to fight the Groke. Reap with Ingram, Ward Kaka, and Reap with Explo Rover. So get me back to 10. I'm still well down. They're a key up and on 7, and I'm not really turning over my hand at all. So they're on their second key. Like I said, no Aember control in this deck, other than the tribute. I've used the tribute, so in plenty of trouble now. If it can get up to 6, then I've lost the game, is pretty much how it goes. If you look at what I've still got in draw, Quintrino Flux, Chan, Saurus Rex, nothing really here that's going to help me capture. So it gets down a Glimmer. Returns Full Moon, so wondering if he's got a big load of Untamed here. Dana gains 1 plus 1 from playing it from the full moon. Flaxia. Oh, this is game over here. So at least I'll get to a 1 key. But I've got no way to take them back off check. So the second Dana really did the damage. So let's just reap for 4. So good fun having Nizak in play with the Universal Translator. That's a nice little combo in this deck, and getting the Scootum on him means that once all that Aember got captured by the tribute, it wasn't going to be going anywhere. So that was a nice sort of way to get rid of 4 of my opponent's Aember, but GG to them. Let's leave that game. Yeah, good way to hold on to all that Aember. No way for them to get it back. But let's look at the deck again. I mean, it pretty much played out as expected. So quick deck, great cards. Star Alliance doing a lot of work in both those games, really pulling some weight. Didn't actually see much of the Logos or the Saurians to really show you what was in the deck. But unfortunately, as you also saw, no real Aember control. Other than that tribute, no way to get my opponent off check. Once I'd used that tribute, that was it. So I can take 4 of their Aember away. Otherwise, it's just a straight race. So good that it is so fast, but really not enough in either of those games to overcome what my opponent had. That Nizak with the Universal Translator there. Fight, reap, use a friendly non-Star Alliance creature. Again, pretty handy. Didn't manage to get many creatures out to actually use it. So there we have it. And that's it for this stream. I'll be uploading this hopefully elsewhere so people can watch it back later. This was New Panda Fellow Rock Falls Inventor. Fellow Rock Falls is Inventor, 78 SAS, so just goes to show you can't trust the SAS. It was a great deck. It's a quick deck. It wasn't quick enough. I think that's what we can conclude from today. Thanks very much for watching.